Hey guys, it's Davey here, and it's currently day 50. Hopefully, you guys had an amazing day, doing better than yesterday, right? But that being said, guys, today I just want to remind you guys, right, to stop copying others, to stop mimicking others, right? And just honestly stop valuing other people's virtues higher than yours, right? Like, just because you have a role model, just because someone else is living the life you want at the moment, you might think it's a good idea to copy their routine, copy their day-to-day life, copy what they do every day, and in hopes you will, I guess, reach to where they are at their life at the moment, or just kind of get close to where they are in their life. And as hard as you try, you might get somewhere close, but history never really repeats itself exactly, right? Like, because they might be on a different lifeline, in a different situation, and a different circumstance, where in that circumstance or in that reality, right, their life just played out much better, right? And in this different circumstances and different situations, even though you may mimic their life 100%, you may not reach their fullest potential because the reason that is because their life is their life, right? They tailored everything they done to what suits them, to what suits their values, principles, and beliefs, right? And to copy someone else's life is a right contradiction, a straight contradiction to not actually liking yourself, to not loving yourself, right? Because there's really people out there who shares the same circumstances as you, right? This is why individuals are different. We all individuals have our own need and standards, right? So to copy someone else's, to I guess pedestal them, right? To kind of force yourself into thinking that their truth is the immutable truth, right? That perhaps is the wrong way to go, guys. To first love yourself, right? To first even like yourself is the only way to make your journey endurable and lasting, right? To stick with, I guess, your change now, to really go forward with this new way of life, you have to make sure that consistency and persistence is the first key, right? Only those two will get you to, I guess, where you want to be. Of course, then there's different things that you have to value in, right? Like how you do the work and what you do. But the first most important thing is putting in action with consistency and persistence, right? And you can only do that if you do the things, and the things you are doing are something that you value, believing, and fits right into your principles. However, guys, when you copy someone, right, you can't find your own principles, you can't find your own values, because consequently you are mimicking someone else's beliefs, right? And at times, we live up to this standard, we live up to this other person's standard because we want to be them so bad. And when we live up, or we have this standard to live up, we sometimes get frustrated, angry, because we don't find ourselves in their shoes, even though we really want to be them. You know what I mean? So when we push ourselves, when we force ourselves to be this person, when we're not, it is much more difficult to really like ourselves. And when we can't even like ourselves, guys, we can't love ourselves. And what do I mean by love? What I mean by love, guys, I am not talking about, accepting self-satisfaction or being complacent, right? To love yourself, right, is to be content with, or to be happy with who you are now, even with your flaws and your current situation, right? Is to be happy with who you are now as an individual, right? And to see every negative as a positive, right? To see all your flaws and negativity as a blessing. That is to truly love yourself, to love yourself with unconditional love, asking for nothing in return, right? And I guess complacency is such different from love yourself, right? Because complacency is when you think you are superior to everyone else, right? You think you are superior, in order that's why you're not doing the things that are what you're supposed to do, because you think you are better than anyone else, right? And of course those two are definitely not similar to each other, right? One is loving yourself, to like yourself as the person, to be happy with who you are. And the other, which is, complacency, is to think you are better than everyone else, right? Is to think you are better, to think you are superior. That's why you're not doing the work, right? And obviously to love ourselves, guys, which is, I guess, such important thing, but rarely we are conscious if we even love ourselves or not. Sometimes we might, you know, often than not, we think about this subject, this topic, and we just, say we love ourselves, or we say we like ourselves insincerely, right? We just bluff to ourselves, thinking that, you know, does the job. That will kind of touch into our subconscious mind and make our inner monologue happy. Well, in reality, that is so far from the truth, right? If you haven't yet truly liked yourself, if you haven't yet truly touched the surface of loving yourself, then you have no idea what potential lies behind that wall, guys. If you're still unhappy with yourself, if you still, I guess, talk negatively to yourself, then that is a clear sign that you're still discontent. You're still unhappy with yourself, right? And the main reason, when in most cases, the main reason why you're unhappy with yourself is because you are living your life in the expectation of others. You're not living your life in your own accord, right? You're not playing your own game, you're playing someone else's game. And when you play on someone else's game, when you play on someone else's home ground with their rules, you're more likely to be on a disadvantage. Therefore, you're more likely to lose, right? And of course, there's exceptions to the rule where they outperformed or just came at an even battle, right? But let's talk about majority. Majority of us are better to find our own self, are better to find our own values and principles. And guys, you cannot find your own principles when you are too busy copying someone else's principles, right? You cannot really find yourself unless you have that time to really think, what am I good at? Why do I stand out? What are the things that I can do better than someone else? You cannot do those things, right? You cannot find out who you truly are as an individual with this unique potential, with this unique ability that you just have unlocked because of your own specialties, right? You can't find this, guys, if you keep on measuring yourself and comparing yourself to that number one top dog that you want to be. And you cannot be him by just copying him, right? You'll be unhappy trying to copy his life because at the moment, guys, to be honest, he's going to be far, far, like 10 years ahead of in the game, right? And you just started out and you want to be him by copying his routine while he spent tens of years mastering his foundations, mastering his art, and you want to be him just by copying his routine now. And that is a very dangerous mistake to make. And I made that, guys. And I was in a period of discontent and, contempt with myself, right? Because I think following someone else's routine or following someone's life will work out exactly as it is, but it doesn't work like that, guys. You need to find yourself, you need to find your own values, you need to find your own principles, and you can only find your own virtues by taking time aside and focusing on yourself. Start liking yourself, start being positive to yourself, and just talk with yourself and realize what it is that you are good at. What do you value? What are your principles? What are your virtues? You need to figure out what you are good at and what you can do that you can actually endure doing and you can actually maintain doing, right? And here's the powerful and extraordinary thing, right? Once you find your own virtues, right, people will actually start following you. People will actually try to start copying you because what you really find about yourself, right, this unique individuality, once you find that within yourself, right, and when you actually apply that to your goals, to your life, to your purpose, and you actually reach where you want to be in that specific situation, then people will start copying your virtues and valuing it higher than theirs, right? So instead of trying to mimic others, copying others, right, find what works for you. Find what works for you and just watch as other people come copying you when you succeed, right? But obviously we can only start doing that by not forcing ourselves to live up to the standard of someone else, which is unrealistic, guys. It will be unrealistic, and we are the ones in agony by doing that, right? So, let's stop hating yourself first today, right? Remind yourself to just do the basic, right? Turn the negative talk, negativity into positive, right? Start embracing positivity. Find everything that you hate about yourself before and just start looking at the good points, right? Once you've done that, just take small steps ahead. But like I said, I want to remind you guys that copying someone else's strategy, right? Copying someone else's life won't necessarily work out for you, right? And the best way to go, of course, is to not value someone else's attribute higher than yours. Because at the end of the day, you own your own game. So play it right, guys, Play it right and just master your own battlefield first. Yeah, that's all I got to say for today. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. And I do hope you guys found this valuable in any way. But if not, that's totally fine because, like always, I have something for you guys tomorrow. So, see you guys then. Bye bye.